Please don't do this. I didn't steal anything. The words burst from Maya Williams' throat as the sting of pain shot up her arm. The pressing iron had just grazed her skin, hot, hissing, cruel. She screamed, the sound echoing off the polished marble of the Reeds' master bedroom. Moments earlier, she had been doing what she always did, quietly pressing Mr. Reed's crisp white shirts for the week. Steam curled into the air, the smell of lavender starch softening the silence. The afternoon light streamed through tall windows, casting gold across the floor. Maya hummed under her breath, a habit she carried from the orphanage, small tunes to calm herself. Then, as she leaned forward, the top of her uniform shifted slightly, and something glimmered at her neck, a small gold pendant swinging free for the first time. Victoria Reed noticed immediately. The elegant, fair-skinned woman was standing by the vanity mirror, sipping coffee and scrolling through her phone. But when the light caught that pendant, her gaze snapped up. "What is that?" she said sharply. Maya froze, startled. "Ma'am?" "The necklace." Victoria's tone turned razor sharp. "Where did you get that?" Mia touched it instinctively, her fingers trembling. It's just something I've always had. I don't really know where it came from." Victoria's expression darkened. "That's a Reed family pendant. My husband's mother had one just like it. How convenient that you don't remember." "I didn't steal it," Maya said quickly, her voice breaking. "I swear, Mrs. Reed. Don't lie to me." Victoria's voice rose, cutting the air. She stepped forward, the hem of her robe sweeping the floor. "You think I don't see what you're doing? You've been trying to make him notice you, smiling, playing sweet, pretending to be innocent." "I haven't, please." The argument escalated in seconds. Victoria grabbed the iron from the board, steam billowing from its mouth. "You're wearing my family's crest, you thief." "Ma'am, no." Maya tried to back away, but Victoria's hand moved fast, fueled by jealousy and rage. The iron's edge caught Maya's forearm. The hiss turned into a scream. Mia fell to the floor, clutching her arm, tears spilling down her face. The smell of scorched fabric and skin filled the room. At that exact moment, footsteps pounded up the stairs. "Victoria!" Daniel Reed's voice thundered from the hallway. The door flew open, slamming against the wall. Daniel froze in the doorway, seeing his wife with the iron still in her hand, his maid crying on the floor. "What the hell is happening here?" His tone was low. "Dangerous." She stole from us," Victoria stammered, breathless. "She's been wearing the Reed pendant. Look around her neck." Daniel's eyes darted from Victoria's flushed face to Maya's trembling form. His anger turned to disbelief. He crossed the room in 3 strides, grabbed his wife's wrist, and yanked the iron away. The iron clattered to the floor, its hiss fading into silence. "Are you insane?" he shouted. "You burned her." "She's lying," Victoria snapped back, yanking at her robe. "Ask her where she got that necklace before you start defending her." Daniel's jaw tightened. He turned toward Maya, who was trying to steady her breathing. "Let me see it," he said, his voice softening but firm. Maya hesitated, frightened, still holding her arm. "Please, sir, I didn't." "Let me see it," he repeated, gently. This time he helped her sit up, his hand supporting her shoulder. As she moved, the pendant slipped into view again. Gold, old, delicate. Daniel's eyes fixed on it. Something inside him shifted. He reached out and carefully lifted the chain from her neck. For a heartbeat, everything stopped. The engraved letter R shimmered faintly beneath the chandelier light. A single curved scratch near the clasp. The same mark he remembered from decades ago. He whispered almost to himself, This was my sister's." Victoria laughed bitterly. Your sister, Daniel. She died in that fire, remember? You buried that necklace with her. His eyes narrowed. We buried ashes, Victoria. We never found her body. The air grew heavy. Only the faint hum of the iron cooling filled the silence. Maya blinked through tears. Sir, I've had it since I was found. The nuns said it was around my neck when they brought me in. I don't really know where it came from. Victoria asked quietly. Found. Where? Outside St. Bernard's orphanage, Maya whispered. They said I was 2 years old. Daniel felt his knees weaken. His sister Isla had been 5 the night their home burned down. Her small voice still haunted his dreams. Danny, help me. The fire, the guilt, the years of silence. He looked at Maya again, at her trembling hands, her soft brown eyes. Something in her expression, the shape of her jawline, struck him like lightning. God, he breathed. It can't be. Victoria stepped forward, voice trembling between anger and fear. Daniel, she's manipulating you. She's some poor girl who got lucky and found a trinket. Don't let her fool you. He turned on her sharply. You nearly branded her, Victoria. You could have killed her. She was wearing our crest, she shouted back. How do you think that looks? A maid pretending to be one of us. Maybe, Daniel said slowly, his eyes locked on the pendant. She's not pretending. The words dropped like a stone into the room's silence. Maya's eyes widened. Sir? Daniel exhaled shakily. We'll find out, he said. I'm calling Greg. We're running a DNA test. You're joking, Victoria said, voice trembling. No, he replied coldly. For once, I'm not. Outside, thunder rolled over the Charleston sky. Inside, the Reed mansion stood still, the smell of steam and burnt fabric lingering in the air. And in Daniel's hand lay a golden pendant, an heirloom thought lost to fire, while a truth long buried began to flicker back to life. If this story moved you, give it a like and tell us in the comments where you're watching from. You might find someone nearby watching this too. The rain came down harder now, pattering against the tall windows of the Reed estate, as if the sky itself were trying to warn them. Inside, the storm had already arrived. Daniel sat in his study, still wearing the same suit he'd stormed into the bedroom with. The pendant lay on the polished mahogany desk in front of him, the gold catching the light from the desk lamp. It was such a small thing, barely the size of a quarter, but it was as if the weight of it had fractured his reality. Across from him, Maya sat wrapped in a soft gray throw blanket, her arm freshly bandaged. The housekeeper, Mrs. Ellison, had administered first aid after Victoria fled the room, seething and speechless. Maya hadn't said much since. Neither had Daniel. But the silence between them wasn't empty. It pulsed with memory, fear, and questions neither knew how to form. Daniel finally broke it. I thought this pendant was gone forever, he said, his voice low, distant. It was supposed to be buried with my sister. Maya looked at him, her eyes still glassy. You had a sister? He nodded. Her name was Isla. She was 5 years old when the fire happened. What kind of fire? Maya asked cautiously. Daniel leaned back in his chair, his eyes far away. It was at my parents' lake house outside Columbia. I was 20 then, home from college for the weekend. The place went up so fast. There wasn't time. She was upstairs playing in her room. I tried to get to her. Maya's hand tightened around the edge of the blanket. There was something in his voice, a weight that had settled deep, like sediment in the soul. They never found her body. He nodded. No, only ashes, some fragments, and this pendant, melted into the carpet. At least we thought it was hers. My father insisted on burying it with what little we had left. He gestured to the necklace. But this one isn't melted. It's whole, and the scratch. He picked it up again, holding it delicately. She made that with her teeth. She used to chew on it when she was nervous. She had this habit. Maya blinked at him. I don't know why, she continued. It's just always been a part of me. Like the necklace. I didn't even think it was special. Just something mine. No. Daniel rubbed a hand down his face. There's too much that fits. Your age, where you were found, the pendant, even the way you look. Maya lifted her eyes to meet his. Do I look like her? He hesitated. You look like our mother. That word "our" landed on the floor like glass. Maya sat back, stunned. But I'm not white. Daniel leaned forward. My mother was Creole, mixed. Isla had darker skin than me too. It caused some tension.